Good morning, team. I am so excited to bring Braids, Knots, and Rods class to you today. My name is Jade Madden. I have been working with Aveda for 13 years, and I have been a texture professional for 3 years now. We're going to begin with our wellness, and I want everyone to find their favorite composition oil. We're going to use it for our exercise of wellness into our Aveda mission statement exercise as well. I'm going to take you through a breathing exercise to get us centered for class, and I'm going to ask that you keep your eyes closed after you are done with the breath work. So go ahead now, close your eyes, take 3 deep breaths, inhaling your favorite Aveda composition oil, and just center yourself. 3 deep breaths, in and out. 2 more times, in and out. And then on our last one, I'm going to ask you to remain with your eyes closed and think about your favorite hairstylist that you've ever had. How did you get paired with this person? It could be a family friend recommended. It was your mom, and so you just went where they were and you clicked and you just enjoyed your experience. Or it could just be you called a random salon someday and they paired you with your favorite hairstylist. I also want you to think about not just the person, but the feeling that you had in their chair while you were getting your hair done by them. I'm going to ask that you keep your eyes closed while we continue on to our next activity. Keep that feeling in your heart as I read you the Aveda mission statement. Our mission at Aveda is to care for the world we live in, from the products we make to the way in which we give back to society. At Aveda, we strive to set an example for environmental leadership, not just in the world of beauty, but around the world. Keeping your eyes closed, I know you might fall asleep. Stay with me here. I want you to switch your perspective, shift it into the mindset of a potential new guest. The catch is you, yourself, are not the guest. You are the stylist. And as you see this beautiful new person walking toward you, you start to notice their hair. You start to notice their texture specifically. Are you at this moment, sitting here right now, confident in making that person as beautiful on the outside as they want to feel on the inside? If the answer is yes, you're still going to learn some new things today, and that is amazing. If your answer is no, that is why you're in class today, so that you can make that person feel how they want to feel with confidence, so that you can feel the way you want to feel behind the chair. Because we know to be an Aveda stylist means to care for the world that we live in. So let's start by doing their hair. And any guest that has textured hair, curly hair, coily hair, we can do their hair with confidence, and they leave confidently, just like you did when your stylist let you walk out the door. All right, let's get into it. Start by tucking your pinky and your ring finger into your palm, then touching your middle finger to your thumb, leaving your pointer finger out. Our thumb and our middle finger are going to be our pinchers, and our pointer finger is going to be our weaver. It's important to tuck your last 2 fingers, that way they don't get in the way and we can make our braids tight. To help us with control, we are going to use the Aveda Men Pureformance Pomade. I like to put it on the back of my hand and slide it down the section, applying generously for definition and the max control. We'll do this on both sides, all the way down the head, so that we can have clean partings and we are able to see our stitches better. You can use the spine of your comb and the teeth of your comb to give a smoother, cleaner application. Starting with our first 3 strands, we are starting this braid exactly like we did with our cornrows. Notice how I am pinching with my thumb and my middle finger, and I am weaving with my pointer finger. As I grab my first stitch, I am using my pointer finger, our weaving finger, to add the hair in, not getting any other hands in the way. This allows us for cleaner stitches and tighter braids. Also noticing as I'm switching my hands, pinching, weaving, and releasing that hand. Whenever my hand is released, that's when I detangle any hair that I need to. I'm going to make sure my sections are clean, my stitches are correct before I move on to my next pinch and weave. Again, grabbing our middle and thumb finger, pinching, taking our pointer finger through and weaving, grabbing our next stitch, making sure everything's clean and controlled, and then repeating again. As you move down the head, you're going to pump your chair up, or you're going to have to squat down and follow the head and really get into it, keeping the tension, and this is going to keep your braids clean and tight to the head. Again, we are getting lower and lower as we get lower, working down the head. We are lowering our body position, allowing us to keep the braid tight at the nape as we finish. Once we have gotten past the nape, I'm going to flip my hands the opposite direction and finish the braid. This may be a little tricky at first, but practicing dexterity will help you make this just as easy as it is to do a regular plait. Grabbing some more of that Aveda Men Pureformance pomade, I'm going to make sure that the ends are coiled and look defined and finish the look. Let's recap on our learning objectives that we talked on in the beginning of class to make sure that nothing gets left undone. Our first learning objective was to describe why braids, knots, and rods are great styling options. Our second was to identify different forms of braiding and how to get most versatility out of those braiding techniques. Our third was to identify the differences in wet and dry styling. Our fourth was to get our hands in it, demonstrate the braiding techniques, and y'all did amazing today. We also demonstrated the knot sets and the flexi rod perm rod sets. Do we feel like we can give that new guest coming in a more comfortable and confident experience in our chair like we received with our favorite stylist? Great. Then our job is not through yet. We will have more classes with continuing education, but I challenge you to practice for dexterity watching TV. Whenever you're watching TV, just have your mannequin. and just practice your weaving, your pinching, your weaving, your pinching, your weaving. Standing there, just put your fingers up, throw your pinchers up, throw your weavers up, and just keep practicing and give it a whirl, and you will make a world of difference in both yourself and that new guest approaching your chair. See you next time.